not everything, you gotta be all for one.
I beat for life, baby.
It's a new day, a new place to stay. Everybody, let's go. Let us come together. Let us come together. Let us come together. And stand under one umbrella. Let us come together. Let us come together. Let us come together and sing one song together. Give way, my people, y'all please give me way. Let me speak my mind and talk what I want to say. Time, me, I'm not going nowhere. They play the very my neighbor swing that right there. So that yeah, I will live. Even when I travel and come back, yeah, I will stay right there. I said that yeah, I will place. When I die, that yeah, I won't see my own grave. My mind and back on me yet. Everybody leave me yet. So my own children to you that where I was born then air. Right there. And I fire from my body that will fire. You gonna see the smoke all in the air. They could tell you that all of us falling. So that all of us gotta face it. No separation. All of us gotta go here and run it. And build it that one on a nation. The water where 14 years ago. And I expect one question. So let back on, be back on. All of let's just sing one song. United we stand together. We all gonna
You're my brother. You're my sister. Let us come together and sing on one umbrella. Stop the hate and the tribalism. Let's forget about the past and build the future. Cause tonight I'm saying everybody we all for one.
I beat for life, baby.
Let us come together, build our sweet Liberia.
I want to get Jerry all over there. Flat, one shot all in the air.
They come you,
Where they coming from?
over there. You sure that over there me? I get you scared.
Yeah, with the booyaka, give them more water. Everybody know our own trade finish scatter. It's time to listen and review what we score. Take your goals and your followers here back to the song. My body man, you said no on your name. Try to listen to the one side, I think I scam. I wish you thinking how to get rid of poverty. Because I'm bring that carry, bring the people to their grave. But from there, try to look down to be the cold. But another day, I guess you not just for the cold. What I see, that rich man hating poor man. Not because you get money, I can still be your
You're
man.
my brother, you're my sister. Let us come together and sing on one umbrella. Stop the hate and the tribalism. Let's forget about the past and build the future. Cause tonight everything you gotta be all for one. Oh, let us come together, build our sweet Liberia.
The time was sweaty, everything was sweet. People destroying, all of people take. It was easy to spoil, now it hard to face. We live on the one tape, it's a delicate delay. Look at our culture and our infrastructure. Everything's spoiled, no hope for the future. Small boys and small girls, smoking 2G, some taking in drugs.
The youth moving astray, day after day, living in the country like they living in jail. Typical of your man, looking just a slave. For anything they do, my people will stay late. So the other country get love for one and for all. The feeling sweet and the ODS in Africa. For it not get to it, let's work as a team. Me, you can get all of us can make it happy.
Let us come together, let us come together. On one umbrella. Let us come together. Let us come together. Let us come together. Let's sing one song together.
Let's take a moment of silence. Remember some special people. These people were people who lose their lives. You know your history. People were murdered in cold blood. Women were raped. Young boys and girls were forced to take up arms against their will. You saw your TV. Group of people been massacred, stabbed to death in the name of tribalism. So-called warrior faction, politicians, killing one another in the name of revolution. But no matter what happened, it is all over. Yeah. Everybody farms and builds the future. Yeah. Since we say I will control what built on a feast and friendship say. Everybody, let's go.
Let us come together. Let us come together. Let us come together. And stand on one umbrella.
What is 9 minutes past 11 o'clock? And
let us come together.
time is actually fast spent.
Sing one song together.
It's about time we send the control right now to Radio LIV to begin the program, the nighttime Spain. I have my colleague, the man Solomon Bagari, standing by.
Yeah, right, yeah. So that, yeah.
Solomon. Am I getting you? Wow.
Good evening. Are you hearing me now?
Okay.
You hear me now?
Yeah, clear. You got me scared.
Oh yeah, because I was muted. But good evening, Anthony, and good evening to our wonderful people of Mama Liberia. Not forgetting our we nation, even though we are bereaved. But good evening to all of you guys. You are invited to the Nighttime Spain edition of Freedom Radio and Radio LIB. It's my pleasure to be on tonight. And you check the backstage. I think Alio is I don't know whether he's there yet, but yep. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of things happening in our country. We're trying to see how Liberia will come to one understanding and see how best all of us we can fix Liberia.
Yeah.
So that everybody can fit in there. Not some of us, but for all of us.
That's for sure. Not for a certain few, but every one of us as Liberians.
Yes. Even though the Constitution, if you look at it technically, we didn't analyze those things. When we volunteer our service in the draft Constitution back in 1984, I was working with Senator Lawrence Kanga's father, who was one of the committee on the Constitution. So we were helping to educate our people, interpret the Constitution in Basa and things like that. So we are pretty much aware of some of the things in the Constitution, things that were left out that we overlooked. For example, Africa or Liberians were never considered Negro, but those that were enslaved, they were labeled as Negro. And then when this guy came and brought the copy of the U.S. Constitution and made some changes there, they said citizenship is open to Negro and Negro descendants. So it means that the Constitution for them, the pioneers who came, and other Negroes or free slaves that will follow thereafter. It has nothing to do with the indigenous people that they met on the ground and things like that. The indigenous people were not part even of the government. They were not part of election until sometimes late in 1964. And when we were interpreting the Constitution, those who crafted it or tried to reshift it after the 1980 coup d'etat, still we did not make the Constitution to benefit everybody, but mostly it benefits those who consider to be making laws or making acts that they will make into become some sort of working tool, and that's what we're going through. So we really need an overhaul in our Constitution. But when you talk about it, people say, "Oh, you guys are trouble." And I listened to the song that you were just playing, "Tribalism" or "Come Together." We all spoil it. We have to fix it, and things like. And anytime anybody talks about a trap something, then we say, "Oh, that tribalism, that this one, that one." But when they talk about Negroes and Negro descendants, you talk about that division, the Congo and Liberia, that doesn't exist anymore, and things like that. But it is fun. That's our country, Liberia.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And we all got to sit down together and fix it. It just cannot be left with one person alone. So how was the weekend with you?
But the weekend was great. Actually, I'm on few days break vacation, so I enjoyed my Sunday. The weekend, I would stay home, went to church, came back, and started doing some stuff, working on my projects, uh, development in Liberia, working on the website and some other things, and some of the programs we want to see effective in our school, because we say we're doing hands-on education. Not everybody get a brain, Anthony, to know all of these algebra, all of these physics, chemistry, and things like that. But somebody can shake their head, or twist their waist, and they can make money from there. So on a hands-on, we encourage theater arts, we encourage farming God's way, which is agriculture. We encourage telling the true story, which is journalism, and all those stuff, so that the kids can learn something. And of course, our childhood literacy program and the computer literacy program, those are things that we pushing, so that not everybody can be in an academia or state, but some people can be hands-on. Some people can be effective soccer player, and from there they can make their living. So it is not just one subject. You got to do the I ain't go on all the time. We want to remove a disease from that and make hands-on. And those are some of the things I've been working on for the school and things like that, and see how we can implement them.
Okay,
Even though I took 6 days off from my job, but I'm working full time with the ministry, putting things together.
okay, that's great. Okay, so we
Yeah.
yet again discuss the issues that matter to the Liberian people in this whole match. And today, I guess we're discussing the rule of law, uh, the effect of compromising rule of law, where in fact you have this conflict within the quote unquote federal government, and Supreme Court has come in to render justice because they are the final arbiter of justice in the country, but yet and still the their final ruling has not been adhered to by the executive and also those that are on the other side of the legislature.
Yes, thank you very much for that. But for me to be fair, that I like to be. So, how was your weekend?
Yeah, that's great. We was good. We was good.
Yes. I saw you and somebody in a vehicle. You guys you were talking about a April B. Are you April B?
Oh,
And it's
no,
December, and they were how you call it, April B?
yeah, I just started crying my own way.
That which is good. I was laughing. I said, "Yeah, my man
So
is having good time." So we get a December. Then
yeah,
then we have
sometimes the guys come, at the end of the year, they have been given a quote unquote in December and what have you. So and my own friend came in April at the end of April,
uh,
so April B.
okay. So that was fun. So maybe when I come in October, sometimes holiday I will come in October. I will say, well, I'm not October.
Whatever you think it should be.
Oh man, that was good. I was laughing.
Okay.
Yes, but we are in a serious problem.
We are
Again, we had a constitution that is a photocopy of the United States. We have a pledge of allegiance that is a mimic or a photocopy of the United States. And when those guys crafted that stuff, the whole problem, entire thing was they did not want for any white man to be a citizen of Liberia, thinking that the white man would take all the land and doing all of this stuff. But in drafting the Constitution, they gave one white man 1 million acres of land just for rubber farm, and they're doing the same thing to some other companies. And when I say one white man, I'm talking about the Firestone rubber plantation, uh, whereby they have already indicated in the Constitution that only Negro and Negro descendant will be citizen in that place. And then it made the country to be within 45 miles radius. So anything outside of the 45 miles radius, that is not their Liberia. And of course, with that then going on and on and on and on, then they have the Constitution. And those who went to school, who were trained by these people, who adopted their ideology and things like that, they are still making the Constitution to either work for them and not for the people. And that's why you see all these violations that they are doing. Even some of those people that were in power, sometimes they were violate small, and they're good about it, about their business. They will not grossly disrespect the Supreme Court, who is the referee in the three branches of government. They will never disrespect them like that. I'm not saying previous government they have not violated the Constitution, but whenever they are in route of violating the Constitution, they will say, okay, this is what the Supreme Court says, so we have to either adjust to that. But in this place, it's not going like that way. And one of the things is that, again, as somebody who was one of the leaders for the United Party in the United States, especially in the Big Apple, New York. So I said over and over that based on my engagement, interaction, and things with then Vice President Joseph Yima Boakai, I don't think he will be the rightful president for this country, Liberia, that was just recuperating from 14 years of civil war, plus different things, because he does not know how to find solution to problems. See, as Unity Party, we have problems, and that problem was never resolved. I think you guys heard me saying that all the time, and based on what is going on, the president is proving me right all the time. So we are seeing under the administration, he's doing all of this to undermine the rule of law, because he does not want to find solution, but he want to for whatever he want to do to go his way, and it doesn't run that way. But before going any further, I will probably pause so that you can recognize Masale.
I'm driving.
Oh,
So I can
okay.
let you driving. It's off.
Yeah.
When you
So
you come on.
those are some of the things. The president came in with the one of the punching, one of the punches he had that he was punching President Baka. I mean President we are with was there was no rule of law in the country. Everything was in the hands of the hooligans, and he gave all kinds of grenade people, street boys, and most of my friends who actually became to be part of the unity. Those was the adjectives that were given to sedition and what have you. So when he came to power, he has been violating the Constitution, and then the Supreme Court came up, and to our Liberian people. See, the reason why we copy this three branches of government thing from the United States was because we said that we have certain group of people, they will just be putting an idea together that they will call bills. And when they put all their thing together, they said it to the president and said, these are the things that we think when we agree and go by this thing, it will be good for our country to run smoothly. So when they make the bills, they send it to the president. So when the president agrees with the bill, then he signs the bill. Why is it that? Because the executive is the implementer of the bills that become law. And if the bill that became law is being violated one way or the other, then the referee said, well, this is what you put in a bill, and this is what the big book, the Constitution, that gave the lawmaker the right to make their law that is not outside of this big book, the Constitution. What you put in there, it is not in this big book. So because it is not in this big book, so it is not covered by this big book, which is the Constitution. So often we hear it is unconstitutional, meaning that it is not from the Constitution. You're doing your own thing. Now, with this saga, where we have a specific way for the legislative body or the lawmaking body for them to elect their own leaders. They elected their own leaders in the same way they elected their own leaders according to the same big book who gave them the guidelines. They say the way the thing was done, it was not right. So you go back to the book, because you people are lawmakers. Look at your session, the one that they say 33, look at it. And the one that they say, I think 39, 49, look at it good. Then you will see if you want to dismiss somebody that you are already elected, then you will find the way. And even if that person, you have some allegation on that person, once you go through that way, then you can remove him. It does not mean, okay, 14 of us, we are against 12 people. So we majority, we're just going to remove the person. No. What they are saying, once you accuse this person, go through the rule of law. The same law that you use to craft the bill, the same law that made the bill to become a law, go back to that. You do not remove the speaker that was duly elected by you people. You do not do coup d'etat to remove the person. They did coup d'etat when the speaker was not in the country. When the speaker was a guest to the president, and they went to see the Pope. They had a coup. Say that again.
I said about then.
Yeah. So they did a coup d'etat, and they said no. As long as the speaker is not in the country, you cannot do that. So you are doing it the right way. And they said no, we're not doing it the right way. Then the person who was defeated massively by the speaker, because he was one of those that contested with Fonati, and he was defeated. He was massively, and he was supported by. What is that?
You say massively he was defeated. You mean Kun?
Kun lost the speaker. The speaker elect.
It was not a wide margin.
Well, whatever. I would say we was defeated massively. That the people spoke. So that's what I'm using that same terminology. Whether it was by one vote, that's what make the constitution. It's if it is because all of those rules are different. When it is a presidency, you should have 50 plus one. If you don't have 50 plus one, then you are not. So if I have 50 plus one, it's massive. Even if my plus one did not constitute a lot of people, I want them. Yeah, okay. But it is a massive that voted the president. So if you want us to debate that, yes, it is the massive that defeated the people. So massively, according to the masses, according to the majority of the people.
The popular vote, but you say massive like overwhelming vote. No, it wasn't that way.
Okay. Well, all of the stuff is anyway. We're not going to go to what a massive and popular this one. We leave it at about he was defeated by the people. Majority of the people voted against him, and he did not win, even though he was the choice of the president. Then the same president, he buffeted, if that is a good English, he buffeted, you know what he buffeted for that team. Yeah, that buffet ground, he buffeted Fonati, took him to Italy and said, "Mama, you go ahead, do the thing now. When you come, we take it." And that's what been going on. So now the Supreme Court is saying, do it the right way. They don't want to do it the right way.
Again, I didn't really actually go in detail of the LNBA position on this entire ruling by the Supreme Court as the Liberal National Bar Association. But I think there was a ruling that if I can actually just maybe all us listening and call in and talk about it, the National Bar Association actually frowned on the Supreme Court ruling.
Of course, the National Bar Association, they are not a law. They went to school to learn the law, but the implementation of the law, the president also swore on the same constitution. Okay, so if people are being partisan, when they're doing a partisan law, that would be it. Because some of the things that the Bar Association is talking about, then what becomes of the budget, or what becomes of this? Anything that is done also the constitution, the way it's supposed to have been done, it is wrong. Whether it's going to stall this or it's not going to stall this, it is wrong. So for them to say, well, we frown on the Supreme Court decision because it will the budget and the project that the president's supposed to do, it will stall this and we do that. That is their opinion. But when it comes to the rule of law, see, a lawyer they look at small thing. Not that they're looking at the rightful thing to do, but if they look at small thing that will bring about that will confuse the people. They're not looking for somebody can kill somebody deliberately, and the lawyer will come and they will start defending that person. Why is they doing that? It's a career that they're doing. But the Constitution is there, the rule of law. So if you follow the rule of law, what it's saying it has nothing to do with budget. What they say, they will not go by majority rule because they were not sworn in office by majority rule. The president said, I will uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Those lawmakers said they will uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. They did not say, I will uphold the budget. They did not swear on the budget. They didn't do any of those things. So for the Bar Association to come up with such a ruling, they make themselves stupid. Okay, wow. I know I'm using some of them to be my lawyer, but the decision, political decision that they are making, that is outside of the Constitution, they're making themselves to look stupid. That's what I use that word.
Yeah, yeah, and from all indication, I think we can point to this entire saga being somehow highly political because if you look at all of the points being raised by both parties, it all boils down to following the rule of law, and which of course the Supreme Court have actually ruled in.
No, they're not going by the rule of law.
Coming to the point where, in fact, they are staying defiance, then it tells you that it's becoming too much political.
It was political.
No.
It has been political, and that's why the Supreme Court is saying why you guys are
asking. I hear people asking, whether if the Supreme Court meant business, they won't have accepted their salary, through the budget signed by the men referred to as illegitimate speaker. See all those things.
Yeah, but these are some of the things, and they try to confuse the mind of the Liberian people. Okay, this thing is wrong, and the Supreme Court is telling the way you're doing it, it is wrong. That's part of, you did the wrong thing to pay the people. You did the wrong thing to put medicine in a store. That is wrong. You have to respect the court system. If you don't respect the court system, then what is the point? If anything happened between you and somebody and the judge said, this thing, you are wrong. You're supposed to be done this way. It's supposed to be done that way. But that is not why you did. And for this reason, you are wrong. And then the other person, no, I'm not taking the judgment of the court. Then what's going to happen? They're going to be mob justice. It is dangerous for the country. Yeah. They want to put in, oh, well, if this thing was illegitimate, then the salary that the people been getting, they should refuse it. That is a way of the logic that is in there. It is not constitutional. It is not civil. It is based on a rebel behavior, rebellious behavior. That's what is going on. Even if I was working in the government and they have this, they say, well, we don't want to have a government projects to be installed. Even if you do it outside of the law, then you are not following a democracy or democratic form of government. You are doing a military or self or dictatorship that you are doing. We are talking about the rule of law, where what was put in place to govern the operation of the country should be followed. Once we don't follow it, we are working outside of the Constitution, and that is not good for the country. Here in the United States, the same Constitution that we are following, they have procedure how to remove somebody from power. They have procedure. Even President Trump that I support, there are some stuff that they do, and I say no, this is wrong. Especially where universities people speak out, and then you cut, you hold whatever benefit, and I say no, you shouldn't do that. But if there's anything that a particular or individual in a university they are doing, you address it. But you cannot take a funding from a university because certain people in a university they are protesting. That is a same silencing people or freedom of speech that you're stalling. So even though I support President Trump, but I don't support some of the steps you will take when it comes to silencing some institution. And that's how I am. The same thing in Liberia. I don't support my own party the way they're going by it. It is wrong. It is not good for the country.
Okay, let's bring Tunis on. Just coming. I know you've been backstage. Solomon Tunis, what's man?
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
I've been here more than time.
I know it.
I've been here since time started, but I know you don't like me anyway. But I will take it like that.
I like
How
it.
you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good. Good.
Hey, nothing much. Everything okay. Since last Tuesday we left you, we have not had the chance to get on.
Yeah, we've been through some difficulties, and like I told you off air, that's how we are.
We understand it. It's just what happens. Sometimes we gotta let the people know what's going on.
And they know.
You know, they know. They won't know until we tell them. They want to know. We
They
gotta
know.
tell.
Because
I don't know.
I don't want to bring you on if the show is not being held. I will tell the public that because of one or two reasons the show not be held, so they know.
No. I mean, they not coming for the past nights. We have been here since last Tuesday,
No, I'm talking about
Wednesday.
my own. I'm talking about own Tuesday shift.
No. You've been at least punctual. You last Tuesday we were here, right?
No.
No,
Oh yeah.
there was a problem with the system.
Yeah,
But he let
Oh,
us know that there was a problem with the system.
but then hold up last week. I thought it was last we were together. I think week before last.
the
But
week before
anyway,
last.
we are here. Yeah, we are here. We want to apologize to the rest of the crew who listen to us, Nile, who always waiting for nighttime Spain. It's not our fault from the US. It's our partners. So it's not a problem.
We're doing conflict resolution, no blaming, no
Yeah,
win-win.
What's that?
no blaming.
It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's a natural disaster.
Are you with us? Ali?
Ali, understand, but I
Yeah,
just
but
have
man,
him there. And,
he's right
I don't know
here.
whether he's driving, he's not shaking, nothing there.
You have here.
the man get
Yeah,
hard down. I said, "Man, you can be driving on the, you can be on the radio." So as soon as I saw him, I linked to him. I saw him drive. I switched it off.
I can see all of our signals, our data signals are very strong. Every one of us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nobody, no internet problem at this moment.
Well, the only thing is, I'm gonna go back to it. Yep, there we go. I just
You
changed
got
my
it.
background.
Yeah,
That's it.
that.
They
Yeah,
used to charge you. What happened now?
No,
You
no, no.
figure
That's the sample they have in their whatever they have there. But for me to put my personal background, they're not allowing me.
oh yeah, I can put
yeah.
my person. I don't know for what reason, and I did it free anyway. But anyway, guys, I
But you
listened
will
to the.
come here to walk me through it.
How you been doing, my brother Steven? You mean it's been
Yeah,
a
been
while.
good. Been good, and hoping that the show will be on last week, and we actually set every agenda, and we didn't come on because of some technical issues. But thank we are back, and the weekend was great.
Yeah, we pray for you, man. Um, but you never do. I mean, I don't like to discuss a lot of personal things. Like I'm married here. I don't know if you're married too, because if you're not married, I don't know how you can be doing homework. They think that sometimes, but
But maybe the person who is not married can do more homework than you who married.
what you think? Now, what you
What?
think?
That's why I say maybe you. And not maybe that English.
In the Bible, Solomon had 700 wives and
Ah,
three.
okay.
So
Myself, I don't get my wife. No girlfriend.
okay, well, if you say so, no, I can't say anything because your wife in the house with you. So
No, she's
I
not
don't.
here. And she will ready. She will tell you.
Okay, I mean, I can believe you because you are one of the people. I never even thought of you being this and that. You know, got
You
a
you
song.
you will only hear they say I'm difficult to work with. That's what people will say because I don't just follow their understand. I have to
I mean,
see
you
if it
put
is.
present.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
how
that's
people
what you will
think.
hear about me here on the island and anywhere else.
Apart from you, most people who actually in our category, people just think they are so hard to work with.
What happened to your
Even we're not hearing you.
You hear me?
it dropped.
Something going wrong.
I hope that will not make us to close the program tonight.
I hear you guys loud and clear.
We're
Yeah, but
hearing you low.
you dropped. Your volume dropped for whatever reason. I don't know whether it's from your microphone.
You okay now?
Can you hear us?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
I'm
Yeah,
hearing. We are hearing you
we're
too, but
hearing you, but just that your volume is low.
mhm.
Even the thing that you were playing in the background, I was laughing or whatever. We were hearing it, but just that the volume is low. But that's fine. I don't know how that would be when the people call.
You getting the music too?
Yes, but it's low.
Very, very low. We're hearing the music, everything, but it's very low. I think you touched something and everything just trapped.
I don't think I pressed anything yet. Everything is good.
The person who did that song, they did a photocopy of Zach and Jiba,
Hmm? With the song?
but they twisted it around a little bit.
So I'm still asking you guys whether it's okay.
We can hear you just at the volume dropped, so we don't know
I don't
whether
know.
it is from your speaker system or your microphone system, but we can hear you, but it's just low.
And the same thing.
So is it
Hey,
This one look better. The way in which you have us on the screen, it look better than what it was. Thank you.
no, because we are four. When it's four, that's it. When you are two or three, you go back to the old way.
Really?
I think it's on.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay.
see people, you can see the difference. It's
Okay.
with one drive, you will see. Ali, how you doing this evening? We can hear you,
You are
Ali.
muted, Aliu.
He's not muted. He's not muted. Well, just that we can't hear you, Ali. So
We're
we
not
don't know.
hearing you.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves here. We can hear the host.
Which
But
laptop are you using, Aliu?
he's not using laptop. He's using his phone. Ali, turn the phone around. Turn it around like this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there
Okay.
we go.
We
But
still can hear you, no matter what you do. We can hear you.
okay, do that.
Yeah, go on and come back. No. It's not about you turning the phone. Yeah, you see the difference when you are
Yeah,
looking.
okay.
Okay. The system again giving a hard time. We can miss it.
I sent you something, but I don't know, man. It's when I see those kind of photos, it breaks my heart. About this young man, they said he stole. Somebody had their gym tracing on the line. You know the way we used to drag clothes on the line like that. You get a good picture, Aliu, but I don't know whether you have a voice now. Good. There we go.
Can
We
you
can
hear
hear
me
you
now?
now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's
Okay. Yeah.
professional.
We only can hear our co-host from Liberia.
I wonder what happening to him.
His volume dropped. We can hear him, but his volume dropped.
Very, very
Ah.
low.
I mean, yes, Lord. So that's what I was saying, man. I saw this where they mocked this young man because he stole a piece of used jean trousers. They killed him.
They kill
Where?
him.
Uh, the same time, the other day they killed somebody because of he was alleged of stealing motorbike, and then they mobbed him and just stoned him to death publicly in the presence of government police officers uh, on the
Where
social media.
in Monrovia?
Yeah, the last time when they killed this guy on the street, that was in the capital city, and then this one here is somewhere in Bon County in Wiyala, uh, where they say they stole something. Somebody got their gin trusty on the line, and then he was alleged of stealing it. So they, as usual, they do their road thing, and they killed the guy. They mugged him to death. It's sad, man.
And anybody got arrested for that?
Well, the police said they're looking for people of interest, but if nothing happened, I don't want to be negative all the time, but if nothing happened to the one that was done in Monrovia,
Ali,
with
Ali, you don't have your phone stand, like you're in the car. Do you have stand for your phone? But your phone look all right now. Eh, When you stand it up, it become a little bit awkward. But this way is very beautiful. No, the other way is better. That is the right way.
yeah, yeah, we can hear you, but
Yeah, it's just that very low.
we're hearing you, but it's low. That's all.
It's not as usual.
And I can say, okay, let's go back out and come in, and maybe we not can come back at all.
So when somebody like this die, a mob killing, what happened to the body?
Good question. Maybe that the family people will take care. I don't know.
Ali, what do
That's,
you think?
But
What happened to the body?
like somebody die like how?
Mob justice.
Oh, mob justice sometimes. When people die like that, mob justice. The only thing they do, the government will come in, and those people who carry on that mob justice, if they happy to know some of them, they have them arrested, and they turn the body over to the family. That's all, and then they carry that people now. They go to answer question why this person did that your mob them to death, this and that. But they will always turn the body over to the family. The only thing the government try to know is those people who were involved into the mob justice or mob violence that killed that person, and that person got killed. That's all I know of. Hmm.
They just turn the body over to the family. Nothing to help. No compensation. Like government don't get involved to even assist the body. So, but the parent are, uh, you know, poor. They don't have the means to bury the body. What happened?
And most of the time, what I have been seeing, like the question you ask now, in such a thing, sometimes when they turn the body over, you will see sometimes the district representative will come there, and other leaders within the community, they will come and see what they can do. They will always call on their lawmakers. This is what happened in your district. And from the government side, he the one will come now and do what he think he can do to help the family. If they will take the body to funeral home, in the funeral home body or in the Muslim body, those lawmakers will always come in. Sometimes they reach up to the superintendent of that county. These are people that can come in and see what they can do. Yes. for what I have know of.
So, Solomon, you think that's what happened in this case?
Well, I just read it. I don't know. Even the one that the motorcyclist, the guy that they killed the last time. I don't know how.
There was
Uh,
not one person that got killed in that incident. It's about
yeah.
two guys.
So yeah. So I don't know whether the government came in. I don't know whether an arrest was made and things like that. So
It's not really about the arrest, but about who responsible for the body, burying the
uh,
body. Body like that. You
maybe,
know, the state or the city or the country, the government need to at least get involved. I know it's not a John Doe body. Suppose the person was, they identify the body and the relative to the body.
Menopause, low AMH.
Okay, I think we can hear you now. Who was that? Where that
oh,
sound came from?
that was my phone. So I just switched it off.
Okay. You see, the time our show can come on, most of the time, the all the technicians are already gone home to assist. Our show comes on here. It's early for us. It's 7 o'clock. Some of us just coming from work. Some of us are home 7
But,
p.m.
but the question is about then if freedom will look at all the shows on their what all the shows that they're running. I think there should be technician on every shift so that if there's any problem, that the technician will be able to resolve it. But I realize that on our show, I don't know much about the Crown Stopper show, but mostly on our show, when anything happens, technician are there, and those guys, most of the guys, they are not technician. They are trained to do their work, but they are not technician. And if we have any technical problems, then we not have show for that night. So all
Yeah,
depends on what is the reason, what is the purpose that we don't have technician stand by to help you in case there's a technical problem.
Yeah, that that we gotta leave that with the management. But it's always the case. Our show come in very late, and
You were saying something, Anthony? I saw your mouth shaking.
we still can hear him.
Go
so now
ahead.
the people hearing us, but actually we can hear. I think something like that.
Yeah, they can hear. And Anthony self can hear us. He can hear us.
Yeah, yeah.
He just
Yeah,
we can.
Anthony is low. We can hear him barely. But just that he's low. But that is the situation on the ground. Liberia, we are really declining when it comes to the rule of law, and we want to be on the top seat at the United Nations because we are Africa's oldest independent, Black Africa oldest independent country. So we
So
need
that
to have.
I thought that had been over with. We already lost that seat.
We lost
Isn't that?
we lost the seat, or
And that's what I.
they still fighting,
No, no,
or
no.
they
The
still
elections.
fighting on it.
It's about the elections will be probably maybe this year UN. Uh, so have we lost it?
I think so. I think we have already lose
Because
that seat. So,
I heard somebody some sort of documentary on Liberia that was especially with the rule of law that what is going on in the country it put Liberia in a bad book of even getting people to vote for Liberia when it comes to the rule of law, something that Liberia should be representing. If we have a government who is not in support of the rule of law, and they catalog everything in that particular documentary, so that's why I think that it's going to be 2026. But maybe you're right, Tony. I don't really know much, but I know that will make Liberia not to gain that permanent seat.
Because these are, yeah, like, but we get to know maybe probably when when Steve said this the station that people will call, because this is one of the things I continue hearing people talking. How are we going to get or the see when this kind of lawlessness is happening in the country where the rule of law have been totally breaking down by this government and even the constitution that brought them to power, and we are seeking to get a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. So I don't know as to whether they have done the election or not, whether or the election still pending. I don't know. Yeah, but these are some of the factors. If we're happy to lose it, we don't pray to lose it. We shouldn't be surprised why we when other people did everything they could do. It coming from our government. I think you could hear the former president. He said it from the beginning of this whole legislative impasse at that time when they were behind him to come along with them. He said we need to settle our Indo problem before going out there because we're trying to get a permanent seat. And these are some of the things that we even said may or not to get a seat. And it's just happening every day, increasing, like see what is happening in the country. Well, we will check it out and see as to whether the election stay pending or as to whether we already lose the seat. But looking at what is happening in our country, where ECOWAS came there 2, 3 times and with our president and those people said they can't listen. So you think these are some of the people that are supposed to help us to get a seat. And when we have been problem in our country, they come there, we they respect them. So how do you look at it? But we pray together. If we lose it, everything lies on ourselves and our leaders.
How many times you pray to get something and you get it? Certain things you don't pray for like that. I mean, it's good that we pray to God for God to make our mind so that we can make the right decision that who God is. But somebody they don't want to do this and they give themselves to a reprobate mind, that a don't care mind. Nothing God gonna do against that. That's why He gave us a free will, and you get people who deliberately disobey, and you get pastors, you get imams or religious people that say, you know what, sin is nothing. So because sin is not, because if you look at what is going on when it comes to crimes, criminals, and the Supreme Court, okay, anybody who steals, anybody that do something wrong that is considered a crime, the person face the full weight. And you as a preacher, as a pastor, you as an imam, you're telling your congregation that God does not like wrong thing, God does not like sin, and God punishes sin. But then you're saying to the Supreme Court, whatever we're preaching in our churches, it doesn't matter. But compromise with the sin, compromise with the wrongdoing that the government is doing. Let's compromise so that we can get the food to eat, so that we can get the budget to pass, so that we can get this. This is what get me, angry in a way that God's people who supposed to know that righteousness or doing the right thing exalts a nation, and then sin is the opposite, and it destroys the nation. But yet and still, those who are behind the pulpit or wherever they're standing or wherever they are saying, no, let's compromise the sin, the wrong that these people are doing. That has been, I don't know what kind of attitude to use, but it is very, very wrong, attorneys, when it comes to our religious groups. And of course, in our traditional stuff, they have strong rule that when you violate this is what's going to happen to you. Then you telling the other people, okay, let's just let all of us agree so that it can happen this way because our something depend on it. Then you are destroying the nation. You are destroying the norm of the tradition. You are destroying the norm of the church, or the norm of the mosque, and the norm of society. And I mean, it is mind blowing when I hear, we want for the religious leaders. Let's just talk to Fonapti so that they can compromise. Let's just forget about this. So when somebody in the church sinning, then just say, okay, that compromise with the sin and just live here the way you want to live. And of course, most of the churches in our world today, that's what they do. It is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And in a legal sense, they will not say sin. It's a crime. It's a criminal act. And criminal act literally means it's a sinful act. And we as church, religious people, We need to condemn sin the same way we condemn it in our very religious setting. We should condemn it when it comes to the legal setting. And that is my strong stand when it comes to the compromise of the other stuff that the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, they're trying to convince the truth so that they can bury the truth. It is very, very wrong.
One thing I know, I observe about Liberia. Liberia, they break the law no matter. They break the law because they hate you, and they break the law because they like you, and they support any wrongdoing because they hate one person, and they support in wrongdoing because they like you. Everything this government is supporting, in this case, in the, from the house, the Capitol building, is all in the wrong. And this is the same thing they were preaching against before they came to power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very simple. The the highest decision makers making group in the country, which is the Supreme Court, need to be respected. Every civilized country, these branches, it might be formed differently, but they still have these three formation.
Mm-hmm.
These three formation. The executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. They have it many other forms. You go to British, they have it there, they have it in different forms. You come to the America, the same thing. The Supreme Court already gave their verdict. The president going ahead telling that he will work with quorum, which is fair enough. Definitely, I agree. You work with quorum. The president trying to let us know, he making people to know that we do not know, and we're falling for it too. I agree. The president should work with quorum. Which Fanati had the quorum? I know it takes 37 members to form a quorum. But Fanati is in favor of Fanati. If he is a legitimate speaker, just take it for instance. All right. When the majority bloc were pretending that they are in control, they were penalizing those who are not coming into session, right? Am I lying? And they did that.
Yeah, they were suspending people, withholding their salaries and things like that.
Exactly, because they were not attending session. Ali, you remember that? Okay. Why now? All Fanati need to do after they come back from vacation, because I think they are still on vacation. Fanati have to call session. If you don't attend the session, then you are violating. Because if nothing wrong with you, you're not sick, you say in sick leave, nothing, you're supposed to attend session. No matter you like Fanati, you don't like. Okay? House of Representatives here in America, you have the Republican, you have Independent, and you have the Democrat. They don't like each other. They don't agree with many things, but they go to session. Am I lying? I mean, you guys are here. Tell me, do those guys really like each other?
No, no, they don't like each other. But the issue about Fonati right now,
Let
excuse
me
me,
just say, they always go.
what is
They go and discuss the issue.
mm-hmm.
If you don't like the man, get your people together, and whatever charge you put on him, hey, discuss it. If he have to be, he has to be removed. He removed, but he can't stay outside arrogantly. You say you want to get rid of somebody. That's defying the law. Is this how we want to practice law in our country? Fanati have the quorum. There's nothing more than that. These people are illegally outside and nothing wrong with them. If they don't come to session, they have to be dealt with. Well, if you don't sit in session, how are you going to get rid of the speaker or anybody? Tell me, you can stay outside arrogantly. You say you form a group, you're sitting somewhere in the corner and applying the rule, which is wrong. It is simple. Very, very simple. You go anywhere in this world, that's how it works. There's no way you can beat around this. If I don't like you, you the speaker, I'm still supposed to sit in front of you until I charge you and ask you to be removed, and the how you call it, the deputy chair take over, and we listen to the case. If the case is against you and you find guilty, we remove you. We can't go arrogantly to remove you because we don't like you. That's not law. In civilized world doesn't work like that.
Yep.
Where in civilized world that work? So I really don't know where we're going with the people just jumping. Oh, they have to bring back the project and this and that. We all know those things happen when there were chaotic moment in the house. Okay, but the law says fanatics still the legitimate speakers. If you can't respect him, what make you think you sit over there wrongfully? Some other group will not get up and do the same thing, say they don't like you. Where is the law now we got on book? How are we going to apply this law? These people, this man, he's a professor in the college, University of Liberia. What is he teaching? He teaching the people to do the wrong thing or the right thing? What kind of country are we living in? Everybody just struggling. Oh, the man say you need quorum. The man say you need blah. Look at the sense in this. You tell me, how are we going to do this? So when some of all got here, I got people here. I go to Liberia. I say, oh, we don't want a Ome Bwaka. No matter what you do, Ome Bwaka, we don't want you. So that's the law we apply. And I think we are better than this in Liberia. We just don't want to abide by rule in our country. This is the reason why we even get good traffic light to direct us cars. Everybody just beeping horn every minute. Beep, boom, boom. You stupid. You this and that. So cursing the traffic, my brother. In Liberia, you go there. People cursing at each other in the traffic. No traffic light, no rule. You stupid. Look at it. What kind of stupid policeman is? Look at his uniform. What kind of uniform you get? I mean, this is not how civilized country behave. Even God put us in this world here. He put laws for us to abide by. He didn't just put us and leave us like that. He guide us. If we go without guiding, we will be straight with each other. You cannot have sex with your sister. You cannot have sex with your mother. You cannot have sex with certain people. There are certain things. God, the one that gave what our guideline. It's not ourselves. But we can just go out of it. So we ourselves, we come now, we help God to at least govern ourselves with our constitution in the country. Then we violating it, and happily, because we don't like certain group, we will follow the wrong and support the wrong. Even if it's right, we say it's wrong. Because why? We don't like it. It doesn't work here. We live here all our year. It doesn't work like that here. You like it or you don't like it, you got to abide by it.
But there are some people that can, those laws that you just mentioned, you can't sleep with your mother, you can't sleep with your sister. And there are some people that sleep with their mothers or fathers, or some people that sleep with their children and things like that. So we have people that violate the law. And when you violate the law is the law. Yeah.
I'm not talking about violating it. The law is there to abide. If there are always arrogant people who do whatever they feel. I'm not talking about those people, but there is a law guiding us in this world.
Exactly.
Okay. That's why I'm not talking about the violation. We all are arrogant people. We do things. People are sleeping with their mother, their sisters, their dad. They're doing things in the way they feel like, but they are going out of the law. They're doing things had nothing to do with that. There are always people like that.
Hmm? And that is a
And I
violation that
think,
we are talking about, Tunish.
and I think there's a guy that was extradited from Liberia back to America for sleeping with his daughter here in America. Yes, I read that story 2 weeks ago, and I think today again I saw the same thing. They trying to send him back to America here. So there are laws, but people can also violate the laws. And things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Course, but don't violate the law that the majority violating the law and they pinning it on the country say that the right thing they're doing. The thing
No.
is in the book.
Hmm.
Just like what America is
Uh,
doing right now, the America going around and saying that they must adopt same sex in other people country. Okay, those are wrongful things. Those are you are going out of the law now. You can't do that, pin it on people to do the wrong thing. That's what our legislatures are doing. If you find yourself in the majority, sit with the speaker and find him, charge him what you feel that he has done, and then they let the country see openly what he did. We just recently changed one of our speaker here in America. We saw what went on. All right,
Hmm.
and
and I let
President
them
and
come.
President
What?
Waka worked with Madam Sedi as vice president for 12 years, and two speakers were removed under their administration. What did she learn from there? How the process went on that those speakers were removed, there were no chaos, and those kind of things they didn't happen in the country. These are some of the reasons why sometimes, like when I work with Solomon, I should
Continue.
have good working relationship with Solomon. So
I'm not
tomorrow, some
continuing
of these.
from Aliyu, just a minute. That even early time when they remove Snow and Tyler,
Hmm.
Snow then said walk away because they were afraid. When the majority, same thing that happening now, that's what happened. They didn't go sit in section and go through the process. They just saw the majority and they feel intimidated and they walk away. They resign. That's what happened. So that same thing they want to continue doing, but Fanatis put his feet down. He said, no, we got to go through the proper channel for you to remove me. This
Hmm.
is what they're afraid to do. You can go ahead now.
And this is. Oh yeah, go ahead, Aliu.
Yeah, like just what I was saying, because these are some of the reasons. For example, if Solomon and myself worked together, he was my boss, and now he's not my boss again, and I took that position. That cordiality should be there. I should know Solomon was my boss. So sometimes when I want to do something, I can go to him for advice, and he can guide me in the process. So what I'm trying to say is that relationship, that cordiality was there between President Bwakai and former Madam Seli, and he want to do this kind of thing to make sure he have Rachel Kun as a speaker. I think even during the speakership election, she was going to guide him in the process, and everything was going to work well. And Rachel Kun could have been the speaker instead of even Funati Kofa. But for you to work with somebody and then you get clear mind for them, you keeping grudges all of this time. At the end of the day, these are some of the things because President Bwakai for the 2 years experience, man, you have cordiality with your past boss, but these are things within you supposed to know. And when it happens this way, to just show to we the Liberian people that you have love for this country, you keep to do the right thing. The moment the Supreme Court came up with that ruling, as a president, we been talking this thing, the president hand into this thing, the president hand into this thing. You could have do this. This is what you want to do to really show to the international community, oh yes, you are up for peace, all what people been talking, it is first. Recognize and agree to the Supreme Court ruling. People say you're supposed to give instruction. You are the same person that gave instruction. Escape for Natikopa up of his military, his cars, his security, everything. You can do the same thing. It is up to Funati Kofa now to see how he can put his guys together, how he can put them together. But just play your part. We recognize him as for today, my finance minister, my justice minister, my IG, my this and that. Everybody, your work directly with Funati Kofa. And you are to do that, Mr. Bwaka. All the things we talking, we will not coming to be talking it. But as much as you say you recognize, you agree with the Justice Minister ruling in the Supreme Court, but you will continue to work with the quorum. That's alone why it shows. You see, that's a contradiction, a deception right down there in your own speech you gave. You see, today you see Rachel Kuhn. He's not Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Republic of Liberia, but you go reporting still though to Funati Kopa though, the Speaker though, and also to the Chamber. You are not saying anything on this thing. Tomorrow now, people from the majority bloc, when they decide to go and forcibly remove that door, that's the time we can you say the horse is not the place of gangster and voodoo games. You see, the same thing happen. They went to vandalize the speaker office, beat on lawmaker. All of these things happen. Another lawmaker drink, another lawmaker car. Nothing you say about it. But because Yeke Koluba went and broke or Rachel Kuhn picture film that was in the place there, you say they need to carry on investigation for why Yeke Koluba did this and that. So the president is just mean that's why I can say people will be talking for Natikofa for the sake of peace. We should be telling President Bwaka for the sake of peace. Because the entire removal of the speaker, he masterminded it and he continue to show to the Liberian people that he's into the removal of the speaker. Deep down, he's doing everything to get him removed. Legally or illegally, he don't want to know. So this whole thing people talking, Funati Kopa is not a hold on to keeping our country under hostage. It's our president who came to rescue. And this issue about talking, say they should bring the budget by, saying they say everything Rachel Kuhn did was unconstitutional, was illegal. They're supposed to accept money from the budget. Okay, let the president be the first to start. All the money that he received from the budget, let him bring it by, then we know. Because yesterday when I listened to one of our constitutional lawyer, ANC chairman, he said even in the constitution, it is there that when the country is into crisis, sometimes things going on in the country, it is there that the people can use 1/3 of the budget to make sure they keep the government functioning till they can carry on that issue they settle it. So the whole issue about they should bring the budget back, they should bring the money back, this is not the issue. And this thing we have to put the interest of our country first. But what is happening in our country now, the people just politicize the whole thing like when Funati Kopa becomes speaker, when he lead the CDC win. When Vicheku lead the Unity Party win. This is time we have to put this party sentiment and politics aside. Let's put the interest of Liberia first. Our constitution, our rule of law, this is what that brings dignity and pride to our country. We can sit and see a sitting president, 80 years of age, who been in government for 42 years to come and they respect the constitution. We are now fighting for the constitution and the rule of law that bring pride and dignity to our country. This is not about Funati. Funati remain as speaker. He not feeding none of us. Even the citizens in our country beside here in family. This is about our country. We are fighting for our constitution. We are not here for party building because for unity party. So we are talking because I want Funati Kofa about you talking because you for CDC. All the funny thing that we have to stop it and really put the interest of our country first. What kind of country that when we come to power, we put the interest of our party and politics ahead of the interest of the country? When are we going to move forward as a nation? This is so sad as the oldest African republic. I'm so sorry for my country.
And this is the reason why we are saying what we say. That Tunis mentioned about the three branches of government and what they do. He let us know that the legislature or the legislative body, they are there to craft bills. And then once that bill is signed by the president, it becomes law. Then the president, upon the signing of that bill, who is now a law, implements the law. That's why the executive has the arresting power. That's why the police department and all of those security. That's why the president is the commander-in-chief of those, because he is the implementer. Where you have the implementer of the law to be the one to be the lawmaker, to be the one to interfere with the referee. And again, for the judiciary, they are the one that say, this law, this is what you guys put in place that's supposed to govern us. but you are violating the same thing that you said we're going to govern us. So what you are doing is against the law, and their duty is to tell you that what you're doing is against the law. The law.
The legislative, sorry, cutting you off, do not
Go ahead,
make,
go ahead.
they are not the one that constructed the constitution.
No, I'm talking about law, and the law are crafted based on the constitution.
They pass bills. All
Yeah, the
right.
bills, when they pass a bill, it becomes a law.
Including the three branches, including the citizen of the country, every one of us have to abide by the constitution. That's what guides us in the country. And they're going against this deliberately. Then they're telling you they need quorum.
And this is
Believe me, if they have the quorum, all they need to do is to go sit down in section. In section, you like the person, you do not like the person. That's where you sit. If you don't like, you solicit members to join you and charge and investigate whatever charges you put on the speaker. But you can't just get up because the speaker is not from Lufa or it's not from your party, because this is not a party thing again. This is an interest. Okay, this is an interest. It's not party business, because the person in charge of the majority black, he is the same party member from the speaker. So it's really about party sentiment. It's about interest.
But the thing is that, in fact, everybody, there is nothing wrong with having a speaker to be from a specific party. All of those people that we put in Congress or in our legislative body, they belong to either a political party, or some of them, they are there as independent people. And those who belong to the political party, they will make sure that they have the speaker to come from that political party. But if that speaker is not from that political party, then there will be a strict rule when it comes to the checks and balance. And most government, they don't want to see that checks and balance. They don't want to see where the executive will just run over with everything, and that's what the executive wants to see done. Even here in the United States, when we have a Democrat Congress, and we have the executive in a Republican, it becomes a real fight and things like that, because they understand, well, the president not just going to pass anything by us without challenging it. So that's the same thing in Liberia. But what we are doing is we are violating the very constitution that gave the right to order these rules. The same constitution that gave right for how a political party should be formed. We are disrespecting the constitution. And once you disrespect the constitution, any other thing you do outside of the constitution, it is illegal. And once you have a government that is being run illegally, then it becomes a major problem. For example, we have the Grand Bassa County, we have the top senator there, because one of our senators, is the pro tem. And the way she became the pro tem, it was white ballot. I mean, there was nobody that ran against her. So if we do not uphold the rule of the Constitution, maybe 16 guys from the Senate can say, "Look, we don't want the pro tem. We don't want Madam to be senator." So once they do that, then it becomes a major problem that we are not going by the rule of law anymore. Anybody who decide, a group of people, the majority of people, if they decide to say, "Look, we don't want you," then we kick that person out. This is why we are pushing for the rule of law. In the case of Tyler and also Edwin Snow, they did not want to uphold, to stand by the Constitution. So they decided to say, "You know what, send the people pressurizing us, we'll step down, so that Liberia can be a super heaven." And send a step down, the same thing is going on. And anybody who comes to power say, "Look, Let's brutalize them. When we brutalize them, they'll be afraid that, oh, we will wait until after the 6 years before we can do anything. You don't protest, or you don't do this. I just wait until after 6 years. And anytime they protest, the government will send what they need to do in order to stop that. And from day one, when the RG made a statement publicly that they're going to they are erecting or building a place where anybody that want to protest, they can go over there and protest. When I look at this, I say, oh, in as much as I like this guy, but he does not, or he's not for the rule of law, because the rule of law say that Liberians have the right to assemble anywhere. They have right to speak unless their statement is unconstitutional. But whatever is constitutional, they have the right to do that. But for an RG to say, no, we don't want for anybody to protest against our government, we'll have a specific place for them to go to protest. That is against the rule of law. And anything outside the rule of law is a dictatorship, is a militant government, and that's what is going on. When people said they were going to protest, they got themselves already, they were parading in every corner, so that if they see anybody there, they try to stop them without allowing them to express their constitutional right. Liberia, this way is going to keep Liberia backwards, instead of us going by the constitution as other countries been doing, like some of our African countries, even Sierra Leone, some issue that had to do with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court made that decision. They have to go by the decision. But for Liberia, we are saying, no, we're not going to go by what the Supreme Court say. And then right now they are saying, oh, the Chief Justice, she's so they start describing her in all kinds of way. The other guy, when we were speaking the truth, the reason why we putting things together, we don't want for our country to go in chaos. Then they say, oh, that King Jew talk or that liquor talk. And the same person, for the president to put a stop, to put a halt to Supreme Court ruling, that is interference in the third head of the government. The president not supposed to interfere with the Supreme Court or with the judiciary. For him to invite them so that they can compromise, they can do this, that is wrong. That warrant removal of the president from office. He's not supposed to do that. Constitutionally, he's not supposed to do that. To even interfere with their ruling. We all saw that he stopped it when the people were to do their ruling. He stopped it, and all this stuff. That is not how government is supposed to run. And earlier you mentioned that when Ellen was president and Baka was vice president, he doesn't have that cordial say, or they don't have that kind of relation. You can bring, as I was saying, always go. You can bring something to the creek to drink, but you can't put the water in something mouth to drink. That's a saying in our African something. Baka is not President Baka is not anybody who can resort or resolute problems. I kept saying this when it happened in our Unity Party, where he was given the mandate to find solution so that Unity Party can be unified. That was never done. And when he became part of the CPP, what he was to do to bring a resolution, that was never done. So this is a serious problem that we have with this government. Instead of being the implementer, he's trying to be the interpreter of the law, or he trying to be the crafter of the law, and at the same time to be the implementer of the law. That is not a government that is based on 3 separate branches of government. That is a big violation, and nobody will do good business with Liberia. They will do business, but crooks will come to do business with our crooks. That's the point I wanted to make.
All right, thank you.
Stephen, how is it?
You got it. You got it right now. You can take some call, even though we may not be hearing, but that's what it is right now. You can hear us, but we hardly can hear you.
So maybe the people in Radio Land, maybe they will be able to hear him. I don't know. But go ahead and see if you can call, as Tony has said.
morning on the American screen on 0776-104-104-0886.
You taking call?
Yep,
Yeah, he taking calls.
0886 50104 And for those of you in the diaspora, call us on our WhatsApp number plus 231 886 500 104. You
It's
have
just that we will not be hearing them anyway.
your
He
own.
tried his best since when he been trying his best.
Hello, morning. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Okay, my brother, you're hard enough. Let's take this other call here. Hello, morning. Let's hear you. Okay. Okay. That's it right there. Take this one here. Hello, morning. All right, Imana, go ahead. Let's hear you. What do you mean by that? President Barack. I'm sure you may have money. No, no. But they cannot be two speakers in your country. Hello? Okay. Let me ask you a question. I know what that's. Call us this morning on 0776 and 0886 For those of you also like during the diaspora, call us on our WhatsApp number plus 231 886 Hello? Yes, how are you? bit louder. Okay, man, let's hear you. You're listening. Okay. You know something? How you saying this? You know something. You know something. You're making sense. Okay. Okay. I think your points are well taken. Let's leave it right there. And, let's get to this caller here. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Call us be live this morning on the mic stream. Hello? Hello? Hello, you live on the radio. Hello?
So good. I appreciate it.
You have to lower radio button, please. Before you want to get a 7, then having problems with you. Hello? Morning. Let's hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead, you live.
Okay, thank you. So,
what is the name?
I said my name is Carmen Gibler calling from 12th Street.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to your panelists. You know, Solomon, when I talked to the radio after work, and I heard Solomon talking, and it is true. Everything he said, it is true. Why they can't have fast? They can't have fast. Why they can't have fast? This is why we're doing. Oh, let's leave it. No, sometimes president needs to be served. Somebody do a voting, you people. Like when the vote came on to tell Richard that he did it wrong. This is fair enough. They would have played a part or part. So I think the only thing I get to do is to not give up. Then history judge to borrow. There's nobody should tell you, oh, you know what, if you that lie, don't leave anything. The thing that people want to do, finish on the exam, and it's starting so.
Okay.
They lawless behavior. How can this thing that people said that he had all the knowledge today, he will willingly, willfully decide to do the wrong, and people are clapping for him. Stay by your people, and those that will follow him, please, you should be letting it down. Just stay with him until we will see the very end. He can be in
so soon.
This is your regime. You give me your glass or you say you clean rock as somebody who eats the seahorse.
Okay.
Who will feel the weight?
Okay, Mama. Thanks for calling
Your
in.
ground. Take
Okay. 0776 1414 0886 500 104. For those of you in the diaspora, call us on our WhatsApp number. Plus 231 886 500 104. Hello. Hello. Welcome. What's your name? Welcome, Ubo. Go ahead.
insurance and show. I just want to say this. I, you know, that's one of their very hard. Not the ball.
Make your point.
Yeah. All let's say, so, let's say, you come back and you start to ride for a you know, portray chaos. So, you can see your right to get something to come over. As a president, or something to go against something to that's what we're getting up to. You know, take our country, your knowledge country, our country, like, what people are all, country, the other country, are all right. Our president, what he's trying to do right, and they're like, the right now, I'm talking power, and they're the right thing. And then power, and they go to the wrong thing, not the right for us. And the president is the right thing to celebrate for happy.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Fine. My name is George, and I'm doing for energy community after. I did this morning, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You see, we got playing like things like brother be like, our country, they go with your be like, don't get hurt. Why is the president already something positive, something?
Amparo. Go ahead. You're coming a bit open.
The president already breaking something positive and for the people here, we are doing president government. Watch somebody
The fact that the law he broke.
You broke something back. 95%.
Oh, 95. Wow.
95%. When you said I'm going to Africa and Black Europe. Every
My brother Robert said it.
Yeah, already said Africa and all over Africa. There's one country running to speaker is back. So you have to be that. You have to go back.
Two speaker, one DJ.
Like, right? It's not a political party. It's not a city party.
It's the only common denominator. Just not let it go.
We're not speaking on unity party. We're not speaking on unity. We're speaking on Latin Europe. Of the city of our country.
Okay. Welcome. Let's go to this long here and taking some calls. Hello. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
But I'm good. Thank God for His grace. How are you too?
I'm fine. I know where this is. This is Eddie County. Calling you from Joshua.
Okay, if you let me hear you.
Let me say I have to swim up to him from my city. Swim up to him, how are you for long?
You backstage where? He's listening.
Yeah. Became a brother, just a worker. Here I was a brother saying, I want more food. You know. When the man is doing it, he got a lot of experience.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm here.
We
So
all, we
going
all,
on.
all right. You stay low so we can hear you. But I can faintly hear the callers. Faintly. I'm not understanding them, but I know people are calling.
Yeah, but most of what they said is about this rule of law. The president did one certain
Something is you touch the button on your keyboard and lower the volume.
I don't know. I
I
think
think so. Mistakenly, probably.
Or maybe maybe the system just went down like that. Um, whatever. But you're right. Something is wrong. But I heard most of them. They talk about the same thing we've been talking about. Everything get towards the president. Um, that some of these things he would have started from the beginning. But he was going by one thing that Ellen used to say, and sometimes we used to be laughing, and I say, well, the Oma understand the Liberian people say, the Liberian people, they can make noise for 1 week. After that, that's a different thing. So once you can stand the first 1 week or the first 2 weeks, then that's it. But with that, when she said that to us and even said it publicly, uh, at one time, the military people they were trying to protest, and I said, I know why you want to calm them down and things like that. But the philosophy has been the Liberians, they can only do something, be strong on it for 1 week. But it happened that this case, Honorable Kofa, is not that part of the Liberian who will just let him go because people making noise and things like that. He would want for us to set a rule. Let's have a new beginning. Let make this country to be a country that is ruled by law. And that was one of the campaign messages of President Joseph Yima Boakai. We want to have the country ruled by law. And this president also said that we have the wealth in the country, but a mismanagement. And those were his exact word. And we're not going to do business as usual. Those were his specific words. And the Liberian people said, "Well, this man, I think when we put him there, he will be able to transform the system in the country." And of course, some of us who knew that he was not that type of person, even though that was his message, we said, I don't think he would be able to resolve problems. I don't think he would be able to be innovative, and things like that. But the situation when this speaker Funati was removed while he and this man they were in another country, the first thing he would have said, well, what you guys did, according to the constitution, you cannot do that in the absence of the speaker. So whatever you did, it is wrong. Go and redo it. Now that the speaker is back in the country, let's do it according to the law. He didn't do that. But then he started supporting, he started providing security, started providing better vehicles, and then he started providing him with a budget. So this is why we said that the president, even though he's from a different branch, but he is the instigator, he's the mastermind behind all of this. And we look at it this way again because this was a candidate that he supported that did not win the speakership. So they want to use the rebel mind to overthrow so that they can have a regime speaker. And everybody doing party. So we do our way, the way the CDC used to do it. We're not going to do business like that. If we see people in the street, even though we don't have place to put them, or we don't have anything to help them so that they can find their daily bread, we just take them from the street. Whether that a bicycle that they depend on to feed their family and things like that, we will just stop them from going this place or from going that place. We're not going to do business like President Weah, who was sympathetic with the people. Said if we don't have anything to really give these people, then let's allow them so that they can find their daily bread. He didn't do all of those stuff, but he continued to do things outside of the Constitution. This is why we are saying no, it is not good, because nobody will believe in a legal system. Today, if anything happens in the country, the masses, the poor people, we know that if you don't have money and the other person, even especially when they are in government, they get money, the case will not be in your favor. That's how people abuse the legal system, especially the judiciary. And for the lawmakers in connection with the president to violate the rule of law, that is not good for the country. It is not good for any of us. Despite we are in different political parties and our party is in position, Liberia is what is our main political party. Joseph Waka might be there 6 years or he may not be there 6 years. Nobody knows what's going to happen to any of us, but Liberia stays. And for this reason, we need to support Liberia totally, not party sentiment. And the bar association, we know lawyers, that doesn't mean because you are a lawyer, you're going to follow the truth. You're looking for a point so that you can put some sort of hole in it. And then you influence the jury so that the jury can side with you because you put a point in it. And that doesn't mean because they are lawyers. It means that they are following the dictate of the law. They're following their profession. And that profession, if it is politically motivated, they will make political decision. In this case, the statement that they made is a political decision. Is not based on legal. That is based on the Constitution. So anything that they say, the budget, this and that, they are all political decision and putting fear tactics in the Liberian people so that we not react. It is not good for Liberia. It's not good for any individual because tomorrow or today is United Party. Tomorrow might be another party. And if they continue that same route, then we don't have any Liberia. It is very, very sad. Even though he said if he doesn't win, there will be no Liberia. I don't know whether that was accurate, whatever he was saying. I didn't know that this is what he was referring to. But now he won. So let Liberia be. And Liberia can be only by the book that created Liberia. Thank you.
Ali, are you there? Ali?
Ali is not. Yeah.
Ali is there. I don't know. You were just here. We got a few minutes to go. Ali, if you're here, mute yourself and give your parting comment. Anyway, before Ali you come, we would like to thank you guys. We're sorry for our co-host in Monrovia. Thank you.
Oh, now you see the voice coming on.
Well, it's back on.
The voice is back.
My man, we're all co-hosts.
How you doing, my man? How you doing?
What did you do?
The team was fainting. The team passed off.
And maybe I don't know, but before we come on the air, this guy on the show has similar issue with what we're experiencing. So I don't know. He performed on the magic, so I did mine.
The thing just woke up.
I think you can give her because we had 30-minute period. You can give her like 10 more minutes. Take few calls again.
1 o'clock going off the air.
You gotta go.
No, apart from that, we'll have to rest the generator here because
okay, all right.
Not stuff.
But you sounding good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I try to do something, but they just can't wake me.
The team fainted, my man.
Thank you, guys. For those who called, we're very sorry. We had little technical issues. We couldn't hear you from Liberia. We were over here in New York or abroad. We couldn't hear you guys well. We could faintly hear you guys, but it's all good. Our man is back live and with Saguation and everything. You know, We just want to pray for Mama Liberia, for those who in our country, especially the underprivileged. We are there, nowhere to go. They walk in, they stay there, they walk in and pass. God save them. We just want to pray to God for good thing to happen to Liberia, for good government to come, government that in the interest of the people. It's not government that just the only interest is the people who run in the show and their immediate family and friends. That's not what we're praying for. We're praying for good thing, good thing. So that's it. The situation in the Capitol building there, the representative is not something you got to go to school for it. It's not something anybody got to go to school for it. The president say he will work with quorum. That's true. We agree. He will work with quorum. Fanati have the quorum. It's not about majority black. There's nothing in their law, legislative law or constitution called majority black, minority black. Nothing there. Go and look it up. If anybody can come tell me tomorrow when I come on the show, say there's something in any of these rule book called majority black and minority black. This is just terms that came up by themselves. It's not a written words enshrined in their books. Not at all. So that is something they put that there. Fanati has the quorum. All he has to do when they come from the application, he can call for session and everybody have to come. It's mandatory. If you don't, you send your excuse, the reason why he did not attend, or else they did it, even though they were illegal, but they were penalizing people who were not coming to attending session. So why Fanati can exercise the same, which he is exercising lawfully, is that you have to go to school to know this. And they standing, they say they got all the law books talking blah, 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 all kinds of crazy, stupid things. They who say they went to school with law, is this what they really will apply? This is the law they apply for us. They say they're working in our interest. Even you don't like Fanati, but go sit and get him, remove him accordingly what the Constitution says and what your bylaws say in your own law. Do that. That's finished. Then you got to go to college and get a 7 degree to know that somebody can split you here and do it. Of course, Papa, Papa, when you got to catch Papa, what he's saying, he say he won't work with quorum. Believe me, Fanati have the quorum. Just like the 4 of us here right now, we say 3 people show up. We make Stephen the president of our organization. But when he called for meeting, if 2 of us, including him, show up, legitimate law we put down, that means the meeting can go on. If we are not going to show up, we should send a written excuse. That's the on board. If we do not, he can penalize us. So if we don't like Stephen, the 2 of us have to sit, whether we don't like him, if we don't like, how you going to know? If we don't sit to discuss it, how you going to know? We want to be in the corner there talking behind his back that we don't like him. And then we come in front and say, oh, my man, you're not there, you know, Solomon, the new president. And there's sense in that. Then you got to go to college. He who teaching in college, is this what he teaching those guys in college with? The wrong thing? Man, I beg you, man. Do not even waste your time in discussing issue like that. It's written, it's right before you, the truth. Fanati have the quorum. That's all I got. I tell people they shut their mouth immediately. Even 2 days ago, I was to this guy place. What a boy named Iron Glove, Lafayette. I went to his place. When I said it, everybody kept quiet. Is my man sense in what you say? Of course, I know sense in it.
Of course, that's the right thing. Yeah.
What else you got to do? You will stay behind it. Suppose you now you say you majority black, which you own, you concorded in your own word to enshrine into the law, which is wrong. Suppose you became the speaker. Tomorrow, other group get up, they say they don't want you. Where you was, how you going to fight them? What's the law to guide you? That brother would have behaved like something wrong with ourselves. Not because we sabu here now, that I mean, this. Steven, thank you very much.
Today's one thing. I don't know, Steven, whether you watched the rebels group. I always say rebel group, even though some of you guys say that's a strong word. Anybody that rebel,
is a rebel. Right.
That's a rebel. That's a rebel. So I was watching this guy, and they were quoting the scripture on Kun, the self-made speaker. That said, "Oh, any weapon formed against you will not prosper." And this, I said, "What's wrong with it?" There's one other guy. I don't know what is in it. Some kind of reverend that can be praying for them or whatever, be giving them scripture whenever they go in session. They get some kind of godly man or religious man that can be quoting scripture to them. And I said, "What is wrong with this guy?" Yeah, but anyway, I said, "Wow." Taking the scripture out of context, the man doing the wrong thing, and he said, "Any weapon formed against you." And God said that we should be holy, we should be righteous, we should do the right thing, and righteousness exalts the nation.
Steven,
so as I look at it, this preacher guys in Liberia, we're in serious trouble from the religious community, from the traditional community, from the lawmaking body. We're in serious problem. So help us, God.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening to us.
Thank you, Steven. Yep.
We'll be back here again tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we pray to be here with Thomas Roland. We'll be here tomorrow by the grace of God. If nothing goes wrong, I'll be here with them. And we say thank you. We pray that you sleep sound, wake up tomorrow morning, and go about your hard time business.
So we're not hearing you again, Steve. I mean, Anthony. You go back to the same place, oh.
I think there is a glitch in that thing.
Yeah, there's a glitch in there. Some sort of short. I don't know. That's what you call glitch?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Some sort of short in that stuff. So you need to do something. You were fine a while ago. Now you're going back.
I see you guys. Good night.
All right, man. Later. Chief, we salute you. We salute you.